Yang berbahagia Datuk Seri Insinyur Dr. Zaini Ujang merupakan seorang tokoh akademik, jurutera profesional dan pentadbir terkemuka negara yang amat disegani dalam bidang kejuruteraan alam sekitar dan pengurusan lestari. Beliau berkelulusan ijazah sarjana muda kejuruteraan kimia dari Universiti Teknologi Malaysia UTM serta memperoleh ijazah sarjana dan doktor falsafah dalam kejuruteraan alam sekitar dari University of Newcastle, United Kingdom. Sepanjang kerjayanya, beliau telah menerajui pelbagai institusi dan organisasi strategik negara, termasuk sebagai Naib Chancellor Universiti Teknologi Malaysia dari 2008 hingga 2013, Ketua Setiausaha Kementerian Pendidikan Tinggi, Kementerian Tenaga Teknologi Hijau dan Air, Kementerian Alam Sekitar dan Air, Kementerian Sumber Manusia serta Kementerian Kesihatan. Sebagai sarjana dan jurutera profesional bertauliah, beliau amat aktif dalam pendidikan berkaitan teknologi rawatan air, pengurusan sisa dan pembangunan mampan. Beliau telah menulis lebih 51 buah buku, menghasilkan 300 kertas akademik serta lebih 2,000 artikel media massa selain memiliki 21 harta intelek. Kita patut berikan tepukan di atas kejayaan beliau. Atas sumbangan besar beliau terhadap pembangunan sains, teknologi dan pendidikan tinggi negara, beliau telah menerima pelbagai pengiktirafan berprestij. Antaranya Anugerah Merdeka 2009 bagi pencapaian ilmiah, Tokoh Ma'al Hijrah 1041 Hijrah bersamaan dengan 2019 Masehi serta Order of the Rising Sun, Gold and Silver Star daripada Maharaja Jepun pada tahun 2022. Ya, sila berikan lagi tepukannya di atas pencapaian beliau. Beliau juga menerima Anugerah Tokoh Kejuruteraan Negara 2025 oleh Lembaga Jurutera Malaysia. Banyak pencapaian beliau. Atas jasa beliau dalam bidang pengurusan air dan kelestarian alam sekitar. Dengan segala pencapaian cemerlang ini, majlis dengan ini berbesar hati menjemput Yang berbahagia Datuk Seri Insinyur Dr. Zaini Ujang untuk menyampaikan syarahan beliau. Dipersilakan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat sejahtera. Very good afternoon to all of you. I would like to recognize the presence of Yang Bahagia Datuk Profesor Engineer Dr. Ahmad Farhan, Naib Chancellor, Yang Berbahagia Profesor Engineer Dr. Abdul Rahim bin Talib, TNC Akademik Antarabangsa, Yang Berbahagia Profesor Zamri Sakawi, Timbalan Naib Chancellor Penyelidikan Inovasi, Yang Berusaha Profesor Madya Dr. Wan Zohanis, Pengarah Pusat Pembangunan dan Kecemerlangan Kepimpinan Akademik, ahli-ahli pengurusan universiti, para profesor, pensyarah dan adik-adik pelajar sekalian. Apa khabar petang ni? Kena semangat sikitlah, petang ni kita nak mengembara jauh ni. Fasten your seat belt, because we are going to travel far. So, please visit hashtag 100-day World Lecture Tour after this. You will be able to find about 1,000 postings ahead, including the preparation of this journey. I will not be able to share with you all of them, but for today, with about 90 minutes we have, I would like to share some highlights for you to ponder upon. So, this is my attire on the way home from Busan to KLIA on the 25th of July 2025. Yeah, so it's only with carry-on bags. with 4 pairs of clothing, and that's it. Yeah, for 100 days. So for you to travel far, you must be like. So this is, and I was still happy at that time. Yeah, after this is 99 days of the journey. Supposed to be here. Okay, the first destination was Doha in Qatar. So Mr. Bashir greeted me at the airport and then brought me to Qatar University to meet Professor Mariam Al-Ali Al-Madid. Yeah, so, and this is the greeting from 2 officers from Education Malaysia Global Services at KLIA on 26th of July. So this is a testimony I have done 100 days. Ya, kalau orang tanya betul, kata ini ada gambar Bashir. So that's the only documents I can show you that I've done the 100 days. So, okay, while traveling, a lot of people asking me questions and giving a lot of ideas what to do next. So one of them is for me to share with my colleagues back home. My colleagues from University Malaya, you know, professors normally nasty in comments. So he said, Zaini, no one would like to listen to you at MIT, Harvard, Oxford. They know whatever you want to talk about. We have to do it here in Malaysia. So you have to share with us, not with them. So masa tu saya dengan penuh perasaan kata, okay, I will do 40 in Malaysia. Yeah, immediately after I completed this journey. And this is my 35th lecture after completing the 100 days. So congratulations UPM for this session. Actually, I wanted to do it between August and September because of arrangement made was very late, so I was not able to do it in September throughout. Okay, let's talk about the journey. This session has 2 parts. One is the journey and the highlights of the journey, the lesson learned from the journey. So that's more important. So 6 or 7 months before I retired, so I'm more than 60 at the moment. So whoever professors here look older than me, so we have to have some benchmark. I wrote emails to my colleagues in 15 countries, from Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Sweden, Norway, Denmark, Germany, Switzerland, Netherlands, and up to South Korea, stating that I'm going to visit their countries. And I'm going to visit them if they have time. And then if possible, you can host me. I can read poetry for you. I can take part in forum and whatnot. So it's up to you. Why 15 countries? Because most of my academic friends are staying in this country. And I think this is the most difficult journey if I were to make it, because it's most expensive. And not only expensive, I think need a lot of arrangement for me to travel to these places. And I gave them 5 possible topics for discussion or for lectures. And this is very interesting. At least they know what to discuss about and what lectures I'm going to deliver. Unfortunately, the date given was very difficult for them to make any arrangement. Final exams in many countries done when I started, April 16. At Imperial College, they started exam week that time when I arrived at Imperial College. So at the end of the day, instead of talking to students, I managed to talk only to mainly professors and lecturers and postdoc during this journey. So I've spoken to about 800 people, and I would say that 90% of them are professors, lecturers, and postdoc. Yeah, mostly postdoctoral students. Okay. This journey is supposed to be solo world travel. And my wife followed me for the first 20 days until Turkey. So we spent time 5 days in Qatar, 5 plus 7 days in Saudi Arabia, and then the remaining days for 20 days in Turkey. And then I traveled alone, and I managed to get 26 confirmed lectures to be delivered before my travel. And along the journey, I managed to get another 14. The reason is to visit my friend. It's nothing special. Nothing to do with, wow, this is KEMBARA untuk merealisasikan gagasan besar, untuk memartabatkan akademia. Just to visit my friend, okay? Because most of my academic colleagues, when I met them first time, they were already in the 50s. Yeah, my supervisor, say for example, he is 92 at the moment. My closest friend from Sweden, Gustav Olsson, he's 85. So if you just write Zaini Ujang, you will see, you'll find a lot of papers with Måns Henser from the Copenhagen, Denmark Technical University. He's 82 at the moment. So they are not able to travel unless I meet them. So this is the best time for me to revisit and talk to them and being introduced to new friends, the juniors, and then at the same time, if they have enough quorums, we can deliver lectures. So lectures in these places at MIT, you hardly get 10 people at MIT, okay? If you can group a professor, 9 of them in one setting and listen to you for half an hour, it's a great achievement. Yeah, so that's that kind of situation. When I was in I forgot Lund. I'm very associated with Lund University. They produced Nobel Prize 2 years ago in physics. I managed to get not only 3 lectures, but my friends managed to organize a workshop on water sustainability, about 30 people attending. Yeah, so that's very interesting. So I was the resource person in the workshop. Lund is in Sweden. So where is westwards? 15 countries that are familiar to me. So in this journey, there is little highlight on places I visited. Eiffel Tower, Seine River, Rhine River. I've done it 25 years ago. Yeah, so it's nothing special. I've visited many times already. So my main objective is to visit and then to prepare for next day for another lecture. So it's difficult. I thought it's an easy lecture. I found it very difficult. Professors in many places, they are not like us. If you speak on climate change, only professor doing research in climate change attending. No, there are professors from history. They would like to ask my opinion on the history of climate change. When the first climate change introduced in the political arena, say for example. So this kind of people, quite diverse. Okay, forget about this. So how is by, you must know this, round the world ticket. So this is a secret thing from Vice Chancellor and the rest. If you travel to New York via, say for example, Dubai or Doha or London, normally you will return the same route. So next time, you buy a ticket, go around the world ticket. Instead of coming back the same way, you travel from New York to Tokyo, Tokyo back to Kuala Lumpur. You will get half the tickets in terms of pricing. Yeah. So this ticket is called round the world ticket. So this is the ticket I bought for business class, secret. For economy class, less than 4,000 USD. If you make round the world ticket. Yeah. So this is available with 4 requirements. Number 1, you must buy the tickets from 2 alliances. One, Star Alliance or One World Alliance. Second, you must go one direction, you cannot reverse. Therefore, westward, westward, you cannot reverse. Third, within 1 year. Fourth, you must cross Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. So with that, you will buy this ticket. Ya, tak boleh balik pasang belakang, dia mesti terus ke depan. Ya. So I use train in Europe. The ticket is half the price. Tadi mana benar UPM? Make sure that siapa pergi New York mesti make the round ticket. So boleh jimat duit 50% lah UPM. Tapi pergi tahun depan, yeah, you can try that. Okay, so the first travel trips is clear mission, what to do. Say for example, when we travel, I have to forgo many things because my interest is to visit friends. Some of my friends, say for example, in some places, assuming I arrive at a place called Potsdam, close to Berlin. So one of the friends that I would like to meet has only 1 hour window for me to meet him during lunchtime, yeah, between lectures. So, okay, I said, I will make sure that you are covered. So instead of waiting for another 2 days to come, I came earlier just to meet him, yeah, so that I get to his views on some of my works that I'm planning to do for the next few years to come. So this is books that contaminated my mind so that I started travel thinking about it. The first book was 80 around the world in 80 days. Ini semua penyakit-penyakit lah ni. You baca ni orang, you dah terbayang lah. Why not I do it 80 days? Almost all books and travel and documentary about traveling the globe that I know, that I've read, that I have listened, I've watched, are based on 80 days. Because of this book, it is in French. How to pronounce? You are from France. How to pronounce the author? Julia? Julian? Juven? Juven, okay. Kalau saya silap sebut Jules. So it was published in French in 1872. And now it's available. If you buy through Shopee, it's only about 40 ringgit. Yeah? You read this book, you have an imagination how to travel the globe. So for me, 80 days is possible. When I started planning for this, I wanted to do it 80 days, because of this book. But I said, if I do it, I will be following others to do within 80 days. Why not more than that? So I read other books. Say, for example, this is a memoir, 1 year, and this is a year off, also a memoir. So I discussed with my wife, do you think 1 year is good time for me to travel? Oh, So we decided to make it 100 days. So this is a very important decision made by my wife, for me to be allowed visa only available for 100 days. So between 80 days and 1 year, so we decided 100 days. Along the way, I'm very fascinated by an author called Simon Amatridge. He was a professor at Oxford University in poetry, and because of his interest of his hometown in Yorkshire, he decided to join Leeds University, and every summer he will hike around Yorkshire. Yorkshire is a very nice place. I spent about 5 days in Yorkshire area during this trip. He wrote a book, Walking Away and Walking Home. So he hiked 2 weeks walking away, and every night he will stop and be hosted by family or organizations or churches or whatever, and he will recite poetry to the community, and as a result, he will be given free boarding. So that was my idea. Oh, if I give lecture, can you host me for 2 days or 3 days? So indirectly, I'll be getting free meals and free boarding at the same time. So this is ideas when I started planning for 100 days journey. So the journey also influenced by Ibn Battuta. In 1325, he traveled from Tunisia, from Morocco to Mecca for Hajj. And normally, it will take around 16 months. But when he arrived, Iskandaria is here. Iskandaria, where is this? As a lecturer, you must have all equipments to make you a lecturer. So I have this. Yeah. So he traveled from Morocco to Iskandaria, and he met a person called Sheikh Burhanuddin. And Sheikh Burhanuddin told him, you travel to India, after this you will meet my brother by the name of Fariruddin, and Burhanuddin in China, send my salam to him. Yeah. So you just imagine that was 800 years ago, assuming that someone is traveling to this part of the world, meet Night Chancellor UPM and send salam to him. Yeah, something like that. That is you have an association for the organization. But for him to travel to China and meet Burhanuddin in China, you have to travel to China and find Burhanuddin. It's not that easy. So at the end of the day, Ibn Battuta spent about 29 years to complete the journey. So you just imagine the importance of Ibn Battuta in my life. And because of that, I read a lot of verses in the Quran about journey. One of them is وَالَّذِي جَعَلَ لَكُمُ الْأَرْضُ ذَلُولًا فَامْشُوا فِي مَنَاكِبِهَا وَكُلُوا مِنْ رِزْقِهِ وَإِلَيْهِ النُّشُورُ. He is the one who smooths out the earth for you and move about in its region. So this is very important. Ni sebab tokoh Malaysia ni kena baca Quran sikit. Kadang-kadang kata Pak tokoh tak reti baca Quran. So actually in Quran, there are 9 verses asking us to travel. 9 verses asking us to travel. So you cannot be just merely in this part of the world. You have to travel. Yeah. Kahwin 4. Yeah. Kalau adil tu satu ayat je. Itulah yang dipertikaikan. Ada syarat pula tu. Ini tak ada syarat. Ini mesti pergi. Yeah. So this is my journey from KLIA to Doha, and then I went to Jeddah, Umrah in Mecca, and then Ziarah Medina, Istanbul, and to London. Okay. Remember, round the world ticket, I must go one direction, because my interest is also to visit colleagues in countries like Norway, Sweden, and whatnot. So I have to return back. Yeah, so this is not part of round the world ticket. So from London, I spent 5 days in London after giving lectures at Oxford, then Imperial College and UCL. Then I traveled to Gothenburg to give lecture in Chalmers University. It's a very good technical university. Gothenburg is the city of Volvo. Yeah, you can see, welcome to the city of Volvo. Yeah, so, and then from Gothenburg to Lund, to Stockholm, to Oslo, to Copenhagen, to Potsdam, and then to Zurich. How to pronounce Strasbourg? So we have a French, how to pronounce Strasbourg? Yeah. And REIMS, Ras. Yeah, it's not rhymes. Jadi banyak orang silap spell. You confirm lah you bukan orang Perancis. This is Ras, yeah, macam Ghazali, yeah. And then to UNESCO in Paris, to Brussels, The Hague, Delft, balik ke London, and I travel north to Leeds to places like Yorkshire. I spent five days in Yorkshire, in Durham, in Newcastle, Edinburgh, coming back to Bath and whatnot. So travel to Boston, from Boston, 10 days in Boston, 10 days in Tokyo, 5 days in Busan, and coming back. Yeah, this is the journey. The whole thing is 100 days. Yeah. Question: many people ask, why don't you go to New York instead of Boston? So I said, if you look into the league table of Nobel Prize winners in the world, you can see the importance of Boston area. Yeah. Boston area consists of two parts. One is Boston, second is Cambridge, Massachusetts. MIT is in Cambridge, Kennedy School, Divinity School, Harvard College, and few others are all in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Business School and Medical School of Harvard, located in in Boston. So you just imagine, in the community of 500,000 people, they have 251 Nobel Prize winners. 251. 500,000 population. Assuming half died, assuming half traveled to other places, you still have 60 to 70 people staying there. So therefore, when people ask me, if you were given 30,000 ringgit Malaysia to travel and we don't want to see you within 1 week, I say, I'll go to Boston. I just sit down there having coffee, and this is where I stayed within the MIT. They don't have campus, MIT buildings, so to speak, yeah, because they don't have campus, and staying there. And then separated by a river called Charles River. So I did a lot of work with my colleagues on Charles River. So this is probably not suitable for this group to discuss about it. But the reason why you choose places, mainly because you have something in mind. You want to meet people, you want to deliver lectures, you want to get aspiration and whatnot along this journey. Tempat lain ada ya, for example, University Cambridge, UK, Columbia University in New York, University Chicago. Recently, 5 Nobel Prize winners were announced from University of California. University of California is a state university, consists of system university, they call it. That's what we wanted to do in Malaysia. University of California at Davis, University of California at San Diego, and the rest. Kita dulu Universiti Malaysia, Kedah. Kelantan. Universiti Malaysia, Terengganu. Sepatutnya satu universiti, a system university. Yeah? So akhirnya tak jadi masing-masing nak truly independent. Sepatutnya macam itulah. Jadi universiti dia ialah Universiti Malaysia. Kampus di mana? Di Pahang. Universiti Malaysia, kat mana lagi? Kelantan. Ideally. Jadi siapa sahaja yang berjaya ke whatever achievement made by the professors and students from the University of Malaysia, they are considered as one university. That was the aspiration, yeah, in the past. But because of some political issues, and probably people were not able to see the beauty of system university as available in the US. And in the US, University of California is a state university, not private university. Yeah. You boleh tanya saya kalau ada apa-apa terus. We don't have to wait and to allow you to sleep. Between Cambridge, this is Boston. This is Cambridge. There is a place where you can swim in summer. So when I was there, people started swim in the river. There is a club called Charles River Swimming Club, yeah, that you can join, and they teach you how to swim properly. But this is not me. I want to qualify that it's not me, okay? So this is the highlight of everything before we go detail into what lesson we can learn from this journey. I slept on 35 beds, so you have to be able to sleep everywhere. Distance more than 16,000 kilometers. The Earth's diameter is 12,700. I managed to get 45 free boarding. This is great because I budgeted 1,000 ringgit per night for my trip, because when you travel to to area like Norway, Sweden, for 2-star hotel cost you about 150 to 200 euro to a 2-star hotel. You have to self-check-in. No one will greet you. You have to have that towel. If you need another towel, you have to clean the towel and whatnot. So it's very expensive. And not only that, I visited more than 100 friends, meeting 10 presidents of universities. I walked more than 10,000 steps. When I was in Paris, I had only one event for 3 days. So the remaining 2 days, I walk around Paris from east to west, from north to south. Yeah. Mama is Indian food. Indian, yeah, Indian restaurant. That's Mama. I gave 40 lectures. I visited 27 rivers, and I managed to craft about 5 books for me to write. I'm finishing the first book, inshallah, soon. Okay, because of the trip that produced a lot of greenhouse gases, I have to offset with planting 700 trees. So this is the principle of sustainability. If you cannot mitigate, you offset. Yeah. So this is example. Okay. When I start traveling, people were very positive and managed to attract many top professors in their universities, largely administrators. Yeah. 10 presidents of universities. In a gathering of 30 people, I would say that 10 of them from management. President of university, vice president of university, deans of faculty, international, of course, directors and whatnot. Because of this, you can see that we have decided to take part in ranking of university. That was the decision we made in the year 2015 or 2014 in Malaysia because of marketing purposes. So I was partly involved because being Secretary General in charge of higher education, I was chairman of the technical committee. 2015-2025 Malaysia Higher Education Blueprint. And recently, before I left, I also chairing technical committee, but we gave that expert team to UPM to help. Yeah, so we have some ideas what to do. We just imagine, out of 200 universities in the world rank within QS World University Ranking 2025, Malaysia is sandwiched between France and Switzerland. Yeah. Malaysia is sandwiched between France and Switzerland. Therefore, when I was in France, when I decided to travel to France, initially I want to spend more time in Austria. I have more friends in Austria than in France. Suddenly, my friend from French universities, including UNESCO, asking me to visit them, yeah, and to talk about important subjects. And I was thinking about Paris Agreement and whatnot. Suddenly, we were talking about this. Ended with this, I had very nice French dinner in Strasbourg and whatnot because of this. How can Malaysia equals to France in terms of top 200 university through QS ranking? So, and Malaysia is the only non-OECD countries listed here. And if not mistaken, the ambassador of France in Malaysia notified his colleagues in France saying that, hey, if you want to know about what Malaysia's done, talk to this guy. He's crossing the city. Yeah, so this is very interesting. So I hope professors, Vice Chancellor in particular, when you travel around the globe, use this as your first line. So you can say that therefore Switzerland, you just imagine when I was in Switzerland, I was in ETH Zurich. ETH is top 10 university in the world. Yeah, and the day I arrived Switzerland was on a holiday, on Thursday holiday. I forgot the name, Accession Day or something. Accession Day. Accession Day, I forgot. It's a church kind of events in some countries in Europe. So mostly people will take leave on Friday, but because of my presence, a couple of them stayed to come back to office on Friday, that Friday. Mostly people took holiday because they want to know how we have done it. Yeah, so this is very interesting. So this is also important. We have to make sure that we understand this situation. When I traveled to countries like Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and Turkey, they ask similar question. Can you travel to these countries freely without visa? I said, yes. See, Malaysian passport holders can travel to 183 countries without visa within 3 months. Yeah. UAE, 184, Singapore and Japan, 194. Countries like Qatar, only 108 countries they can travel to without visa. China, 88, Saudi Arabia, 90, Thailand, 83, Indonesia, 78. So it shows that our standing in the world. Whenever you travel out from border of Malaysia, you are received very handsomely. If you are able to understand the psychic of the people receiving you, you will realize the importance of Malaysia. So countries that I visited are very good in shipping industry. Say, for example, the Viking area, Sweden, Denmark, and Norway, they are very good in shipping. The biggest shipping company in the world is Maersk, based in Copenhagen. And when I travel to this part of the world, they look at Malaysia as from shipping connectivity index. And we are slightly lower than United States and between US and Japan. That is our stature. So jangan terlampau rasa kita ni kecil, nak pergi travel, nak cakap dengan profesor. Profesor pun manusia juga. Kita cakap benda yang kita tahu, jangan cakap benda yang kita tak tahu. Yeah. You talk about what you good at. And you are very distinct because you have that experience, you have that knowledge. And people look at you from this part of the world. Well-recognized country, very advanced. When you are talking about shipping, connectivity means that trading, business, and trades that we are very good at. So this is where I'm coming from. Whenever they introduce me, they don't introduce me as KSU Kementerian, they don't know what KSU are all about. They say that we have someone from Malaysia sharing something might be interesting for us to ponder upon. Yeah. So during this journey, I've made 8 observations, and this is what I'm sharing with many of my colleagues. The first observation is friendship. Whoever gave me 45 free boarding are really a good friend of mine. Yeah, this is very interesting. Sometimes one, I don't want to mention his name, gave me 10 nights free boarding. Yeah, 10 nights free boarding, which is equivalent 10,000 ringgit Malaysia. Itu tak termasuk makan, tak termasuk yang lain-lain. Yeah. Second, the theory of change. How small countries like Qatar, like Netherlands, they became very, very prominent in their field of interest. What are total factor productivity? I think, in general, professors and lecturers in Malaysia, I can say now because I'm no longer KSU, okay? We are working too hard. Yeah, we're working 7 days a week. Oh, you are sacrificing yourself. You go to these places, they work only 4 days a week, you know. When I visited my colleagues, in Netherlands in particular, they work only 4 days a week. So I met my friend, Mark Van Slundrecht from Delft on Monday. He said, Zaini, no one in my lab's working on Monday. So when I visited places like Stockholm, Norway, Oslo, and Copenhagen, and during my visit, it was still in the midsummer. They finish work at 3 p.m. if they work on that particular day. 3 p.m. Then that's it. This is 3:30. You are overworked. So total factor productivity, it is not time that matters. It is how you do within the stipulated time. That's what's my interest. So I was asked by JPA to talk about this in ministry. So I've spoken to a few ministries at the moment on total factor productivity. When I was VC of UTM, I was nerd at that time. I was young. I was stupid. I worked hard. Yeah, I finished before Maghrib. When I became Secretary General of 6 ministries, I worked only until 5:30. Yeah, that's it. Because if I stay, my driver, my 2 pegawai khas, my PA, my clerks, my security, there are 2 security officers outside my office, they were also getting overtime. Yeah, overtime berapa? RM15 ke RM14 per hour. Kadang tak ada apa pun, I just go through letters that I can read later. Yeah, there's nothing special. Reading culture, academia, riverine, planetary health, and niche. So these are areas that I'm going to share, not all, with some of you. So let's go fast. When I start traveling, people keep on asking, which country you think best? Which university you observe the most interesting for you to share with us. So I developed a methodology for comparative assessment for tourists. Tourist means that you are in passing, meeting few people, and then visited that place probably 2 days, 3 days, you get some assumption made, and then you can make conclusion. And you can compare between Paris and Strasbourg, between The Hague and probably Oslo. So these are things that bother me so much. When you talk about Norwegian salmon, it is very distinct. And you must remember, Norway is not only house to salmon. Yeah. Why salmon is important, fishery is important? Because in dissolved water, at lower temperature, you will get saturation point. It means that the concentration of dissolved oxygen will be highest. More fish and aquatic life will easily survive. Yeah, they can get up to 15 milligram per liter of dissolved oxygen in temperature sub-0 degrees Celsius. Compared to Malaysia, where we have about 20 degrees Celsius in water environment, your saturation point maximum could be 8 milligram per liter. It means less oxygen in the water, in the dissolved oxygen in the water by half. Therefore, a lot of fish, people are fishing, Chinese, Indonesian fishermen, and many countries. They travel far to North Poles, close to Sweden, close to Norway to fish. Yeah, and yet Norway only promote salmon. They don't promote cod, they don't promote mackerels. Question, can you find mackerel in Norway? Yes, can. But for the purpose of branding, they only do salmon. And this salmon is superb as standard of fisheries. The closest to salmon from Norway is Chile, because they are also close to the pole, South Pole. But the pricing per kilogram is double for Norwegian salmon. Yeah, so this is very important because they keep the quality high, they have some standards, and whatever you call as salmon from Norway must be very expensive. So my colleagues from Oslo, by the name of Professor Hasha in water quality, He is a world expert on water sensor, water quality sensor for salmon farming. So it's a very niche area, and I had very interesting time talking to him for 3 days how to understand the industry, the salmon industry in Norway. What is Lego? Toys. From which country? Which country? Main aja tak tahu di mana ni. Huh? From which country? Denmark. So on top of Lego, Denmark is also big in shipping. Mertz is a Viking tradition. They are very big, the biggest in the world. They own 35% of equity of Tanjung Pelepas in Johor. Yeah, I just want to ask you a question. From these two companies, which one bring more money to the country of Denmark? Lego, yeah. Lego is the biggest toys company in the world. So if you want to develop something, you don't have to be so sophisticated. You don't have to be AI, buat mainan je. You buat apa? Buat mainan. Yeah, toys. And toys can bring wealth to the country. They specialize in it. And toys in this country are different because it is also for educational purposes. So IKEA, the same thing. Yeah, I don't want to talk about this too much because we don't have much time. A Dutch lady is from Netherlands. This is the most confused country. The people are called Dutch. The country is called Netherlands or Holland. Yeah, if you think of certain parts of Netherlands, it is called Holland. They are the biggest producer of dairy products in the world. I repeat, the biggest dairy products in the world. The size of the country is as good as Pahang. This is the role of UPM, to make sure that Pahang can be as good as Netherlands. So you don't have to be big in size, but you have to have brains, people, commitment, intelligence to bring the industry big in the country. They are also big in many other products, agricultural products, and flour in particular. So these are very interesting things. Anything from Switzerland must be small and expensive, yeah, because they don't have ports. So, yeah, such as this. Swiss knife, I'm a collector of Swiss knife. I have 10 Swiss knives. 2 confiscated at the airport because I brought it in my bag. So, berapa harga ni agak ni? Huh? This is about 200 euro. Yeah. So, because I'm a collector, so I tahu lah apa benda. Sebab I appreciate innovation. I fikir macam mana I boleh beli harganya 200 euro ni sampai terbeli 200 euro. What makes people buy this? Because this is, yeah, creativity. I'm talking about MIT, Harvard. Now Imperial College is no longer Imperial College of London. It is called Imperial because they want to match with other universities. Instead of Harvard Business School or Imperial College of London Business School, they call it IBS. Yeah, so this is branding purposes. When we started UPM, I was involved here many years ago. There was no UPM here. Yeah, and then UTM pun macam tu juga. UTM kecil tulisnya. Lepas tu kita kena tulis balik kat luar tu. You call me UPM. You call me UTM, USM and whatnot. Otherwise, we are confused with our branding. But in the case of Imperial, they don't have this. They just have Imperial. Tulis Imperial saja. People know that Imperial. So MIT, yang tak sebut Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Yeah. So this is branding purposes. That I'm also amazed with small country Qatar. They produce the best airlines in the world. They produce the best TV network in the world. They produce many things the best in the world. Yeah, how many citizens of Qatar? You guess? Citizen, Citizen. The so-called Qataris. 4 million lagi? Less than 1 million? 313,000. Yeah, Qataris. So don't say that because of you are small, you cannot do big thing. Whatever they enter into, they are the biggest. Yeah, that's very interesting. And Qatar University second in Middle East at the moment. Yeah, they will be number 1. They are 102 better than UPM. So I want to talk about Dutch people again because it's very amazing for me. Dutch people were the shortest in Europe 2 generations ago. The shortest in Europe, but now they are the tallest in the world. And this is what people like me are still considering whether Malaysia can follow Netherlands. When I was Secretary General in charge of health in Malaysia, I put a challenge to my team. So let's talk about the size of the people, the shape of the people instead of orang tu sakit tak sakit. Whatever we do in Ministry of Health, actually for the sickness, for the people who are sick, ya, sepatutnya kementerian itu nama Kementerian Kesakitan. Sebab the attention, the focus is about sakit. Doctors are ranked, are divided, are grouped based on sakit. You sakit apa? You sakit telinga, you sakit ini apa? Sakit. Bukan untuk kesihatan. Sepatutnya kita ada doktor ketinggian, doktor kecantikan, doktor kesuburan dan sebagainya. Ini tak ada, semua sakit. Doktor sakit jantung, doktor buah pinggang dan sebagainya. So you can see that through better living standard, better nutrition, healthcare, lifestyle and genetic factors that can make a country big in size. Just imagine if you go to Netherlands, they are tall generally, yeah, very tall. And India is ranked number 184. What is Malaysian rank here? Bagilah satu angka, kan kita ni semua saintis kan. Okay. So we have to pray that our children are taller than us, yeah. Hopefully, and you give them good living standard, better nutrition, yang bagi jajan, healthcare, lifestyle, and of course genetic. My neighbor married to a Japanese. Isteri dia tinggi ni lah, neighbor tu sama tinggi dengan saya. Anak dia lebih kurang 6 inci tinggi dari dia. Yeah, because of this. So they are very active. They cycle. So this was the day of Arafah, Eid Adha. Hari itu saya pergi naik basikal pergi ke masjid pukul 6:30 pagi. So men in Malaysia is 165, women 153. Kalau you tengok, kita lebih sikit daripada India. So we are among the shortest in the world tau. So despite we are high in living standards, we are not concerned about our stature. And janganlah pula anak-anak tu main angkat berat. If you think of Netherlands, what they do, they encourage their children to walk, to cycle, and main benda-benda yang lompat-lompat. Yeah, and this is very important. If you are short, bila pergi tengok gambar nampak kepala aja. And this is also a psychological warfare. You think of the tallest leaders in the world now are Prime Minister of Netherlands and Prime Minister of Qatar. Prime Minister of Qatar is 6'3" tau. And you must remember, for them to choose a Prime Minister in Qatar, it is a monarchy like us. It's chosen from the second wife and the second son, not from the first wife, first son, because he meets the requirement to portray Qatar for the future. Ya, Qatar ni buat kerja betul-betul, tak macam kita kadang tak lah tengok dia. The moment they say they want to do it, they do it. So this is very interesting. I give you an example on Qataris. Not only the tallest, they are also the longest Muslim lifespan, 81.4 years of age. Ya, kita kat Malaysia berapa? Bila you mati? On average 76, ya. Qatar is 81.4 on average. So this is very important, what people are trying to do in life. This is the fattest people and the fittest in the world. So that makes Qataris feel very bad. They are ranked number 2 in the world as the fattest, sebab dia tak banyak berjalan. Ya, duduk makan. Lepas tu, the first one is Kuwait, and then Saudi Arabia. The fittest are Japanese, South Korea, France. This is very interesting. So we can talk about France later, okay? But I just want to concentrate few countries that I think very important. When you ask Japanese about French, they said thin women. Describe French, if you ask Japanese as a whole, thin woman. Yeah. Sebab negeri lain tak ada thin woman. So this is Malaysia. If you look into Malaysia comparing to other people in the regions, we are the biggest. 44% of Malaysia are exceeding BMI 25. So comparing to countries like Vietnam, Thailand and whatnot. So okay lah, tak apa. Katalah kita macam Qatar sekarang ni. So what Qatar did, number one, they have very elaborate incentive. They have the same what we are doing in Malaysia. Policy Malaysia Sehat, by encouraging Malaysians to walk 10,000 steps a day, was formulated in the year 2010. Siapa pernah dengar benda ni? Pernah dengar? 2010 tau. Yeah? So by right, we have to walk. Kalau you tak berjalan, maknanya you telah melanggar dasar-dasar kerajaan. So, you telah ingkar perintah. So this is what happening in Qatar. What they do, if you are oversized, they send you to the clinics and you get medical leave for 3 months ke 4 months. Sampailah you kuncup. Lepas tu boleh kerja balik. So when I met my friend, Professor Mariam Al-Ali Al-Madid in Doha, that was the last, no, it's not the last meal with him, with her. That was lunch. So she introduced me to her friend by the name of Professor Asma from medical school. She's a professor. And what transpired in the discussion was very interesting. Asma said, I'm so sorry, I'm 10 minutes late. So it means that they are really try to be punctual. Normally in Middle East, when you meet people, it's sama ada after Zuhur ataupun selepas Maghrib. Yeah. So there is no exact time. Nak jumpa pukul 2 petang, 2:30. Yeah. Kata jumpa, when can I see you? After Maghrib. After Maghrib can be after Isya as well. So she said, I'm 10 minutes late. I was in gym and took shower. Ni Asmah cerita ni, dia pakai perudah tau. Pakai baju hitam semua pakai perudah. So, and she said to Mariam, I'm preparing for Boston Marathon. Marathon ni berapa kilometer? 42 kilometers. Anyone marathoners here? So, in Korea, in some companies, you must take part in marathon to show that you are fit to manage the organization. When we were students of Professor Chan Kim, he is a professor from Korea, teaching in INSEAD. He told us in Samsung, in order to reach management team, you must be marathoners. That's number one. And there is a set time for you. Kalau lah you habis pun 6 jam, tak nak, dia nak 4 jam. Yeah, something like that. But in order to become vice president of Samsung, you must beat the president. Kalau you tak kalahkan presiden dalam marathon, you tak boleh. Kata, you must be fit. Dia kata, in order to go forward, we have to get people who are ready to run, ready to sacrifice, ready to absorb the pressure. So this is very interesting. This is Dato Rosli Abdul. He's ambassador, Malaysian ambassador in Netherlands. You can see that the water level here. I just want to show you why Netherlands has a lot of farm area. This is the upper river and this is the lower river. Yeah. In between, it is irrigated underneath. You don't have to shower with water, irrigate with water, because the water will flow that direction. Therefore, the very fertile area, the whole country, yeah, you can see that the water level. And if they have disasters, if, for example, the dikes collapse or whatnot, the water from sea entering the country, they have a lot of system water that can move around. Yeah, people are very familiar with boats and they know what to do. So these are water management in Netherlands. You can see that 2/3 of the country vulnerable to flooding. This is adaptive strategies for them. I just show you some places. You can see this is not allowable in many countries in the world. The difference of level is less than 2 meters. Yeah, this is about 1.5 meters. Yeah, so when flooded, they are still below the level. They are not only good in academics, as I mentioned. If you can still remember the data I've shown here. Yeah. So this is France, this is Netherlands. Yeah. They have more universities compared to countries like Sweden and whatnot. So they are very, very good. If you want to study about Malay cultures, Malay documents, so you can go, there are 2 places in the world, Leiden, or you go to British Museum. They collected all the information for people at large. So in recent Paris Olympic, you can see a country with 18 million population, they won 15 goals. They are people not only big in size, but they are very strong. Yeah, and we say, oh, kita ada juga orang yang strong, Nigeria, apa semua, tapi they weren't able to compete with people from Netherlands. So that's really amazed me. You can see that they are much better than the neighbor Germany or Great Britain, for that matter. Yeah, they lost to France. France was host 2024 Olympics. But you look into the number of population, small but very distinct in quality. This is my friend, Mark Van Noosdrecht. So it took me about 3 hours to pronounce his name correctly. I had 3 PhD students supervised with him, co-supervised with him. He's chief editor of the most prestigious journal in water called Water Research, and Knight of the Order of Netherlands Lion. It looks like he's a Dato in Netherlands, yeah. And Stockholm Water Award, probably Nobel Prize for water sector, yeah, that started many years ago. So he was recipient in 2018, and he is 67 years of age. And if you follow his Facebook or Twitter, or not Twitter, Instagram, he will describe his new journey to Alaska, and then another 2 months in many places in the world. Yeah, it's very active. He will take leave every 2 months. at least 2 weeks. Pening kepala nak chancellor. So, okay, what's the theory of change? This is what I'm interested to know. Why they need that intervention, who to be involved, how and what. So for Netherlands, their reason is because of the water disaster. They are underwater all the time. If they are not able to manage their water proper, they lose 1/3 of the country. Yeah? Involve all citizens, and what they did, they have done very good hydrostructures in the whole country. And they design their farming areas no need to be irrigated. It is irrigated underneath. They design as such. Yeah, and it's very fertile. And what is the outcomes? Is big agro industry because the availability of water, and their water are eutrophic, means that they allow leaches of phosphorus and nitrogen substances to enter the water bodies. So as a result, you can see the water is green in color from distance. Yeah? It means that there's a lot of algae. And it means also it's very fertile. It's very good. For Malaysian water, we don't want that to happen because we don't use that for irrigation. Yeah? And at the same time, because of the availability of produce from agriculture, they became one of the healthy nations in the world. Their lifespan is 84 years of age, yeah, in Netherlands. My kawan tu, Lusrech tu, he suffered from cancer about 10 years ago. I wanted to visit him. He had liver cancer, I forgot. I wanted to visit him. He told me, Zaini, I'm not going to die. Wait, I'm okay. Yeah. So he became very active and he traveled quite a lot. So for Malaysia, in order to change, I think, assuming big size is not good for Malaysian, we want to change to be as fit as Japan or Korea. So assuming, yeah, theory of change, we can target most goers. This is what Korea is doing, Qatar is doing. In the past, they were thinking you have to go to gym, you have to go to clinic and whatnot. But there are some people who are not too fat, but they need to be more active. So they encourage people to walk to the mosque nearby. And this is not only for Malaysia, this is actually for Qatar, yeah? And fittest among Muslim countries. So I give you an example. This is what they have: Primary Healthcare Corporation, National Obesity Treatment Center, National Obesity Treatment Center. Orang semua takut nak pergi tahu. Kalau MC tengok jentik-jentik you terlampau gemuk sangat, okay, pergi. Habis itu, mana you kena sabbatical 3 bulan ataupun 6 bulan ataupun setahun. Dah kurus baru boleh masuk kerja. Ya? Itu satu. And then they have step into health program, 10 step. In the past, they had walk to mall. Walk to mall ni menyakitkan kepala suami, dia tukar walk to mosque. Kadang nak beli beg Gucci, besok nak beli beg ini, apa semua pening kepala. Okay lah, kita go to mosque. Yeah? So this is very important, and we go back to walking in Islam. We try to, in the book of 40 hadis pelestarian alam sekitar, kita cari tentang hadis-hadis yang berkaitan dengan kelestarian. Maknanya instead of using internal combustion engines, we cycle or we walk. Banyak hadis tentang perkara tersebut, termasuklah tentang berjalan kaki dan sebagainya. Sebab di Madinah ketika itu, saya pun tengok masa lawatan saya, in Madinah, in the past, you cannot bring your animals to the mosque. Animals will make the whole area dirty. You duduk situ, you semayang tahajud, semayang apa, you najis, daripada itu, haiwan itu akan keluar. Sebab tu galakannya ialah berjalan kaki. Pada masa yang sama, you become healthier. So I give you an example. In Islam, availability and capability to walk is a must. Otherwise, you cannot do many things. Antaranya ialah tak perform umrah. Nak perform umrah ni, kita perlu berjalan kira 8, lebih daripada 8 kilometer. Kalau you buat umrah tu dalam masa 3 jam 8 kilometer. 8 kilometer ni lebih kurang 10,000 langkah. Kalau if you are performing Hajj, you have to walk at least about 40 km. Sebab itulah kadang pergi haj kaki sakit, ya, bawa ubat urut, minyak urut lah apa semua, because dia tahu. Ini gambar yang saya tak ambil ni, orang ni nak juga turun kat situ walaupun orang keluarga dia minta dia naik kenderaan tu kan. Dia kata no, I just want to feel difficult to perform umrah masa ni lah. Ni gambar terbaru ni masa saya pergi. So lebih kurang 50,000 steps dalam masa 3 hari, ya, untuk mengerjakan haji. So banyak antaranya sekarang ni after COVID, the distance between Masjid Nabawi ke Quba tu ialah 4 km. This is the routes where Rasulullah SAW used to take, and this is typical routine of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, ya, walking or riding to Quba. So for Japanese, it's very interesting. They walk a lot, and what you learn from Japanese way of walking, they have a method, a fitness method, periods of breathe and walk slowly, and this will give you low impact exercise suitable for all ages. This is the best exercise because you can do it at the age of 50 or at the age of 20 or at the age of 90. So as a result, 95,000 Japanese are now exceeding 100 years of age. The only country exceeding 1,000. The second in Euro tu ialah competitor dia ialah 1,000 number of people. But in Japanese, they have more than 95,000. And Japanese way of doing things are so simple. They don't have like us. When I met my friend, he was big in size, suddenly he became very kurus. Oh, saya tak makan nasi 3 tahun. Kesian you. Muka pucat. Ya. Orang Jepun makan nasi 3 kali sehari. Yeah, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And recent election in Japan, LDP lost majority in parliament. So there are 3 main political reasons. 1, immigration issues. Second, over tourism. Third, not enough Japanese rice in the market. Ya, patut baguslah, jangan makan nasi kan, supaya lebih kurus, supaya lebih hidup panjang. Tapi kata cukup, kita nak makan nasi 3 kali sehari. So they don't want to import rice from United States in particular. Yeah, so because of over tourism, you and me, when travel to Japan, you eat rice as well. So we eat the portion of Japanese. So they don't have enough rice. So rice is not the issue. The issue is our lifestyle in Korea. This is the last. I had 5 days only giving 1 lecture. So I discovered a lot of things in Korea. So what is the distinctiveness of Koreans? Yeah, according to my friend, this is not me, Mr. Hong. He is the biggest shareholder in a company called Kiswire, steel wire company based in Korea. They have 4 manufacturing plants in Johor. So I get to know these people through their presence in Johor then. So he had long discussion with friends from time to time. He asked leading conglomerates, leaders in Korea, what are our distinctive, the biggest export of Korea in the world. They said, hey, actually, we are known as our high standards of beauty and healthy lifestyle. Yeah, I want to explain to you. Korean healthy standard must be slim. So in K-pop, no one's bigger than me. BMI is 24, tall and easily running 20 kilometers. Yeah, and what is Korean beauty standard? No other countries in the world having beauty standard now, except Korea. Korea the beauty standard. It must be useful, probably K-pop equivalent, and it must be Instagrammable. Useful appearance. Okay, so this is what they said. And this is my friend that I spent time for 5 days. He is assistant to Mr. Hong, the chairman. Charles is at the age of 64. He spent 7 years in Johor Bahru as head of Malaysia operation. And this is his workplace, workstation. He has about 260 people reporting to him in this office. Ya, inilah bilik dia. Ni semua ni. Semua gadget-gadget, apa semua while reading emails and reports and whatnot, exercising and whatnot. And Charles told me, Zaini, this is the last destination. Yes? Yeah. You don't have bags with you to check in? No. Okay, I want to buy a bag for you. He bought Swiss bag, very expensive bag. Guess what they put in my suitcase? Beauty products, what else? Betul. Big bag. Vitamin C for 1 year. Beauty product for my wife. What else? Kimchi for 3 months. Kimchi is good because it is probiotic, 30 times better than yogurt. Yeah, yogurt is good. So what else? Oh, okay. Face mask for my wife, yes. Kemudian tu, weigh machines that you can record your data for 3 years and can be transformed to your telephone, to your computer. This machine is very important because he found that I have some extra fat here. So, you have to use it, and within 3 months it will be removed from your body. So these are the mentality of Koreans. Whenever they want to give you, for them the highest in terms of importance are anything to do with health, anything to do with beauty. Yeah, so that's the standard. So I told my wife, oh, you have to use all this, you know. Nanti tahun depan Charles datang, Mr. Hong datang, nanti nak tengok you. Macam mana? So I showed this to my wife. So this is by the name of Song Hyo Kyo. Song Hyo Kyo. Yeah. This is March 2025 ni. How old is she? Jangan tengok telefon, no. Tak ada thrill lah. Dia tengok telefon, tak cik. She is 44. If you are 44, you must be like her to meet the standard of Japanese standard, yeah? Korean standard. Jangan umur saya dah 40 dah, tak apalah, tak payah make up lagi. So I told my wife I have to behave as well. So next year I'll be looking like this. Well, I've stopped here for a while, so we can have discussion probably another 10 minutes, 50 minutes. Huh? So minta, okay, open for discussion, please. Any question?
Terima kasih kepada penceramah jemputan kita. Jadi ada apa-apa soalan ataupun perkongsian ke ataupun sebarang maklum balas kepada Datuk Seri? On the walking, I can just say we have IUI City Mall. We walk in the mall. I'm sure in and out, new wing, old wing, so many wings. Yeah. Chicken wings after that. Okay. So, anyone?
Ya, sila.
Okay.
Saya budgeted 450,000, but I use half of that budget. Yeah.
Dr. Wan ikhlas ya dari Jabatan Bahasa Asing, Fakulti Bahasa Moden dan Komunikasi. Terima kasih di atas soalan itu, sangat penting ya. Dr. Wan ikhlas juga pakar bahasa Perancis. Betul kesebutan tadi tu? Jules Verne. Ya, okey. Ada satu soalan ya, Dr. Fatihah dari Jabatan Bahasa Melayu, Fakulti Bahasa Moden.
Ya, sila.
Assalamualaikum Prof. Terima kasih atas perkongsian yang sangat bermakna. Cuma saya ingin tahu kalau mungkin Prof boleh kongsikan apakah cabaran utama yang Prof lalui dan Prof tak akan lupakan sepanjang 100 hari perjalanan tu. Terima kasih.
Saya travel sendiri tau. This is my first time I manage myself. I had my PA in 2001. And since then, I had assistant and whatnot. So whenever I travel, I had no issue on my tickets, my accommodation, my meetings, time, who are going to meet me and whatnot. So this time around, I have to do it myself. Yeah, so this is it's very good learning curve for me to realize the importance of work on your own. Cabaran saya ialah, yang paling besar sekali ialah to manage time. When I travel, it was in summer. And in summer, during peak summer, Maghrib is 9:45. And Subuh ends at 3:15, 3:20. Yeah, so I have to be able to sleep enough, at least 6 hours for the night. So what I did, I changed from time to time. Mula-mula semayang, sepanjang throughout this journey, I perform my prayers using jamak kasar. Ya, termasuklah masa di Mekah tu, sebab saya 3 hari saja di Mekah, jadi saya pun jamak masa saya kat Mekah. So,
terima kasih.
And then I discovered the best time for me to sleep was at 6 or 7 o'clock and wake up between 10 to 11 o'clock for Maghrib and Isya. Ya, jadi dah saya siap makan semua, saya tidur. And if I'm lucky, I'll be able to get another 3 hours lah. Nak bangun pukul 3 untuk sembahyang subuh. So that was a big challenge for me lah. Tapi yang tak sembahyang subuh tu lain cerita lah kan. Tapi siapa yang sembahyang subuh tu, ya Allah, macam mana nak buat ni? Yeah. So this is very difficult.
Ya, saya ingatkan mungkin jawapan Datuk Seri, makan. How did you manage your
Makan
diet?
lah.
Makan lah.
What's problem makan? I don't have problem with makan. Yeah.
Countries which so it's very easy now, I suppose, untuk mendapatkan makanan yang halal.
Places I've been to, my friends know about my diet, so they know that take me to the places where I used to be with them. Yeah, so I don't have problem with food at all.
Alhamdulillah. Ada satu soalan daripada peserta kita.
Salam.
Okay, kita
retirement.
Yeah. 6 months before that, I have made the letter known to my colleagues around the globe. Yeah.
So I'm sure, like before we retire, we have made plans for it. So for you, it's 6 months before retirement, or maybe earlier than that, you have already planned for it.
It started in 2016. Yeah, 2016. My daughter graduated from Michigan and Arbor, came back. And few months later, her close friend came to Malaysia. She was born in Ann Arbor, native Ann Arbor, and then traveled around the globe. She was born in Ann Arbor. She studied in Ann Arbor. So the parents said, "Why don't you go out for a while?" So she took a challenge, and she managed to get a scholarship, travel the globe. Yeah, there is a scholarship travel the globe for newly graduated students. So you can go. There is a foundation sponsoring that. The founder of this foundation spent 1 year after graduation, and he said in his life that's the most rewarding time that you can learn a lot within a short period of time. Yeah, being yourself and then travel, and you learn all kind of skills that you need in life. Self-confidence, you are able to meet people, you are able to, say for example, convince people, macam-macam lah within that 1 year. And then, unfortunately, her leg broken in Malaysia. So she stayed with me for 2 weeks. So we had a lot of discussion with her about her journey and whatnot. So I said, Mr. saya pension nanti, umur saya 25 tahun, saya akan travel. Yeah. So itu yang menyebabkan saya travel. Not at the younger age, tak apalah kata 60 still young.
Okay. Ya, betul. 60 masih muda ya. Kita tengah lihat sama ada kita ni mungkin akan bersara pada umur 65 kan. Tetapi ada apa-apa lagi soalan ataupun
Ya, sila
ada-
adik-adik ni tanyalah
adik ni
ni.
ada
You nak travel
seorang
kan?
di
Orang
sini.
kata bawa sekeliling dunia ni, senyap aja.
Terima kasih.
Assalamualaikum, hai Dato.
Sorry, yang soalan tadi, 150 budgeted for business class ticket. Yeah. If you go for economy class, I would say maximum of 40,000. Maximum of 40. But your ticket is not more than 20,000. Campur dengan tiket trains and whatnot. So assuming you stay in hostels or you stay in places where you can get it cheaper, I stayed in roughly about 100 to 150 to 200 euro kind of accommodation.
Okay.
Hi Dato Seri. That was inspiring, thank you. I have one question.
May I know the person?
Yeah, oh dear. I'm Hakim from the Department of Mathematics and Statistics.
Okay.
And also I finished Sydney Marathon twice, last year and this
Well
year.
done, you.
I'll join you later.
Yeah, give him a round of applause, please. Twice.
I have one question. Since you did your 100 journey after retirement, do you think we as the working adults or still working can do the same or even similar?
It can be 40 days. Whatever you do, you create your own records, okay? 100 days, as far as I'm concerned, no one yet doing it in the world and giving 40 lectures. No one, except that from Malaysia, that person from Malaysia.
Yeah, tanya.
You can travel for 80 days, but you travel for sightseeing, meeting people. I give lecture, not to student, to professor at Oxford University. Yeah. So you can do it shorter time. You ask me question, what's next? I'm going to be eastwards within 30 days. Yeah, I will do 30 days this time around. Giving 10 lectures, 30 days, probably 6 places. I want to complete this way and this way. Sebab ini tuntutan dalam Quran, ada 9 ayat cerita benda-benda ni.
Ya, betul.
Yeah.
Jadi ada apa-apa lagi soalan ataupun perkongsian tentang Kembara 100 hari, Datuk Seri? Ada sesiapa lagi? Anyone?
Dah adik ni. Okey, sila. Okay. Oh, tepuk tangan gemuruh.
Okay.
First year microbiology, tepuk tangan.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Boleh gunakan mikrofon. Terima kasih.
So I want to ask Dato Seri about your 100 days journey to 15 countries. How you actually communicate with community with 50 countries, like in Europe, especially they are very they are known for not talking English perfectly.
Okay.
So how you communicate with them, and how you manage to survive in that country? Thank you.
Okay. Countries where I visited, except probably no, all of them can speak English very well. And I travel from university to university, so these are English-speaking people. And they allow me to stay on my own. So they will assist me to travel for short sightseeing or visit libraries. We visit quite a lot of libraries and bookshops. Boleh tak satu slide? Can you show this slide? So what I did, I have 5 observations. This is healthy lifestyle. Ini satu je. Kalau cerita tentang sungai, ada cerita pasal sungai. Environment, cerita pasal environment. Total factor productivity, kenapa orang tu kerja. In Netherlands, not only they are good in many ways, they work on average 32 hours a week. 32 hours a week. Only 4 days saja boleh bekerja. Yeah, so you have to choose whether to work on Friday or on Monday. So Max van Loendrecht's lab, is closed on Monday. So I was there on Monday. So create tension lah sebab siapa nak datang jumpa saya ni. Kan dia panggil, dia sana tak boleh ada arahan bekerja. Nanti kena bawa ke mahkamah buruh. So dia bagi tahu bisik-bisik kata this our friends coming, something like that. So you can see healthy lifestyle. I fed people on the street more than 25%, BMI exceeding 30. You cannot find them in Tokyo except they are sumo wrestler. You can easily find them in London, Boston, Istanbul, probably not in Stockholm. You cannot find them in Busan. Running on the street and parks is everywhere except in Istanbul. Public sports facilities, dedicated cycling lane, cycling cultures is also big in Paris, in many parts of Strasbourg as well. But I just, because of this limitation of space in this slide, so I just confined to only 6 places. Walking culture is everyone walk. So if you look into the average walking steps in these countries, they are exceeding 5,000 on average. Yeah? Malaysia is known as the laziest third in the world in walking. Sebab itulah kita tembam. There are many ways to do it. Say for example, health conscious. These people are very health conscious. But in Istanbul, we kata ini adalah ketentuan Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala, hidup dan mati. Okay. Ada apa lagi? Last, yes, please.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mentioned you crafted 5 books, right? For
Yeah, this is one of them. Yeah.
okay, I was about to ask that question. Are you going to produce one of, the journey of this?
Yeah, I'm finishing the books overall, and then I started comparing academia in these places. I just give you an example of academia. This is what I crafted. These are people I met in particular. Sir Chris Day, Vice Chancellor of Newcastle University. My friend Gustav, also 85. This could be Johan Rockström. He's a very famous guy, probably Nobel Prize in the future. Yeah, so many people saying that he has done a lot. Anna Wengel, that introduced Denmark, Sweden, and Norway to Malaysian academia. That was about 35 years ago. So, and then my colleagues, Ricardo Botas is Vice Dean of Engineering, Imperial College. So these people are important for me in my career. Sunil Gupta, my teacher. Richard Brass, he has 40 postdoc. 40 orang postdoc. I cannot take any postdoc now, Zaini. If you give me a job, I cannot do any because I have only 40. That I limit myself to. 40. Dan sebelah bilik dia ada Nobel Prize in chemistry. He said that he never switch on his light. Tak pernah datang. So I kata, why don't you take out his name from the department? Oh, we want his barakah. Thank God lah. And Kevin Ohashi he came to Malaysia many times. Okay, I just want to introduce one person in that trip. I jumpa 100 orang macam ni. Okay, one of them, Kevin Ohashi. He served as Senior Director of Business Development and Strategy for Sport Medicine and Biologic at Tonia Incorporation, and Senior Associate. But dia orang boleh jadi Company Director. Biomedical Bachelor in Science from Duke University, MBA from MIT Sloan, PhD in Mechanical Engineering from Stanford, Science Masters in Health Science and Technology from MIT Harvard Medical School, and he has MSc in Biomedical Engineering from Stanford University. Yeah, and his expertise is to bring intellectual property to the market. His expertise is to create new companies, sell the company. So one of his company that he sold to the market was Genzyme. If you go to Boston, there is only one factory. The factory is next to Harvard Business School. And that factory was started with a person called Tony Sinsky. He died recently. I wanted to see him. He died in March this year. He recruited Kevin Ohashi. And when I met Tony Sinsky and Kevin Ohashi about 10 years ago, their portion of equity was bought over by Sanofi, one of the biggest pharmaceutical company, at the price of 21 billion. 21 billion USD, you know. So I asked Tony, what is your equity? What's the percentage of equity? I thought as a founder of that company, and he managed to get about 100 other IPs. It's not only one IP, many IPs. Yeah, so I had another project with him. So he had a project on something, but my IP was one of the IPs out of 40 that he was trying to sell to the market. So he said, my portion is only 0.5% of the total sale, but my wife has 1%. So malam tu saya makan very lavish dinner with them. So, and Kevin Ohashi is the person negotiating and bring the whole package to the market. Yeah, so this is the type of person that I met. Sunil Gupta is a guru for digital strategy, and he's very famous at Harvard Business School. So when I evaluate, Rakesh Khurana is Dean of Harvard College. Peter Zizik is the only Ustaz now at Harvard University. He's teaching at Harvard Divinity School. He's an Hafiz. He came to Malaysia several times. And this is Mariam Al-Madid. So saya nak cerita my conclusion on this knowledge culture. So number one, I look into number of bookstores in city center. Only in Japan, you have big bookstores right in the middle of the city. Yeah, not even in Stockholm or Istanbul. I give you an example. This is Maruzen bookstore in Kyobashi in central Japan, next to the central station. Yeah, it's very close to Ginza. Next to Kyobashi Street is Ginza Street. Probably you're familiar with Ginza. But in front of in front of Maruzen is Takashimaya, the most prestige shopping mall for the rich in Japan. Kalau kita pergi kat London, macam kat Harrods, kat apa kan. Tapi kat Harrods depannya bukan kedai buku. Tak ada kedai buku ujung sana kat Kensington Park, dekat dengan Imperial College. They cannot survive right in the middle of the city. But in Japan, Maruzen has 2 branches. This is the other part, the southern part of train station. The other part of the train station facing Imperial Palace, you have another Maruzen. Yeah, 2 Maruzen between 300 meters distant. Yeah, Minister Zambri visited one of the Maruzen during his visit to Japan recently. So what I did, I evaluate the number of bookstores, size of bookstores. You can see that in Tokyo you have, this is 12-story bookstore in Maruzen. Yeah, local place of publication, most of them published in Tokyo or in London, in Boston, wherever. Prominent scholars, you can see that in Boston you have about 70 Nobel Prize. Most of the great authors, including non-recipients such as Brass or Ohashi or Sunil Gupta, they are staying in that area. They have big libraries, a collection of libraries. I found the biggest in Istanbul. You just imagine when I was in Istanbul, public libraries are all filled, all occupied. My hotel was next to a district library of Al-Fateh, next door. Yeah? So very early in the morning, 7:30, you can see a row of people waiting to enter the library. So I asked my friend, why people are going to library? Because that's the best place for you to study. And they have also a program whereby leading authors and professors, they spend time in libraries every week at least. So assuming I'm available, so I'll be in UPM library every Monday between 5 to 6. Say, for example, whoever would like to see me in the library. I will be giving half an hour discussion, talk, and then we have discussion and have coffee with me. That's what's happening in Istanbul. And when I visit the most important library in Istanbul called ISAM, they had about 1,000 seats for people to be in the library. You have to book the seat online. Otherwise, there is no place for you to be in the library. This is in Istanbul. Then I met my friend, former rector of Istanbul Technical University, the leading university in Istanbul, in Turkey. When during his time, he left the rectorship last year. He added another 300 space for people to come to library, and the library was in the lobby of the rectorates. Ya, sebab orang nak pergi library. Siapa tak tahu kenapa Istanbul yang suka library. Yeah, so that's very interesting for people in Malaysia too. So that's all, because I would like to show you two observations I made. I put numbers. 5 is great, and 1 is poor. You can argue with me why you give them 2 or 3, because this is my observation. You can have your own observation. You have to travel and give the number. With that, I will thank UPM for this time, this opportunity. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi.